Welcome back everybody to Megaman Rocks on the final stage of the game. Yep, that is right. There is no secret, hidden Wily stage fortress level after this one. There's 4 stages total. Now this level is kind of funny in that it seemed like Eric Ruth was rushing to the end of his 3-month slog of creating Megaman Rocks. And it kind of shows in this level, because it's like almost he seemed like, just forget, and created all these white textures. Just couldn't be bothered to create any more for this level. In fact, this whole beginning section, I'm not really sure what the point of it is. It's completely devoid of enemies, and you could have just as easily spawned in the capsule room like in Mega Man 2. It just seems kind of pointless to spend all this effort on this entry area, which serves really no purpose. And when I played this game, this was not the capsule I wanted. I got Hitman, and what I really wanted was Snowman. So for people doing a no-hit run, yeah, Snowman is the one you want to go for first, because he's the one who can be a troll and instant-kill you. But either way, Hitman is down. And I only got one outtake in this level, and I'm actually going to include it as part of the main video, and that is with Snowman here. Oh yes. Snowman continues to prove that he is a troll of a robot master, and instant death attacks usually just suck. Because he can turn around at the slightest provocation, boom, there he goes, I'm dead. You suck, Snowman. Alright, so this is my second attempt, and I chose to go after Snowman first, but as soon as we beat Snowman, we come across an oversight in the code that Eric Ruth missed before release of the game. It seemed like as he was hurrying to the end to release this and move on to something else, he overlooked the code that reset the capsules for the boss rematches. So even though I started the level over and I went after Snowman first, look at the right there. See that? It's gone. Hitman is gone, and I haven't even fought him on this life. So whatever you do, even if you lose all your lives and you continue, the capsules will never reset. And I'll get back to that topic in just a second. As you can see, Policeman is going to be somewhat of a troll and keep his police shield on. You can't do anything until right there, until he takes it off. Just like that, hit shot pretty much annihilates him. Now back to the topic of the capsules. So let's say, for example, you get to Wily stage, the Wily machines, after beating all the bosses, right? And you lose all your lives and you die, and you restart the level. Well, you come back and all the Wily capsule stages haven't been reset, and the code to trigger the Wily machine capsule never appears. So you're effectively stuck in a game-breaking bug, and you can't get out of it except to restart all 4 Wily stages again. That's kind of annoying. So the trick to get around this is to just not die on Wily. Make sure you bring some energy tanks. Easy enough. Doorman is still funky looking, but Anchor Swing gets rid of him easily. In fact, it's very hard to get up in time to the upper reaches of his room before he does this flash thing. So it's actually kind of good that he is only staying on the ground level for this battle. Only a few more Robot Masters to go. Well, we'll go for this one. Now, Rebaman, it seemed like the ability to duck was made specifically for this battle. The police shield is completely useful against this guy. In fact, he even, until he drops on my head, but he even grabs the shield from you and pulls it to himself, thus hurting him. How ridiculous is that? Rebaman causes his own death. Now, I wanted the Anchorman to be next, and I chose the wrong pod, Fireman. But this will be the first time to showcase his weakness, the Snow Blaster. And he is such an easy boss to begin with that the Snow Blaster makes him insanely easier. As if that was any more possible. Yeah, he had no chance. And finally, Anchorman, the one with no weakness. The one that takes longer than any of the other bosses combined to beat because of this. In fact, I would recommend an order different than what I did. I would recommend Snowman first, because he's just evil, and then Anchorman next, just because of his long drawn-out fight with no weakness. And his contact damage is fairly high. He can really hurt you for a lot of damage. Like, I'm not even taking a chance. I'm going to do the energy tank just in case he can knock off that much health from my meter. And I'm pretty sure, just judging by the looks of it, he would have killed me. But then again, I'm no good at counting little energy bars. But either way, all 8 are down, and we are now able to meet the new Wily machine. Ah, yes. It's a tank. Very impressive looking for the day. Especially for a fan game of that time in 2009. But it is a very simple boss, and I'm almost positive almost as simple to code. As you can see, there's a random number generator at work here. It seemed like he was using a function of the editor, I think it's Game Maker he was using, and just slapped it on the boss and said, "Alright, do your thing, function." And it's clear because there is no precise pattern or logic to the madness. It's a random number of shots, random spread, random angle of attack. They just go everywhere. There's no rhyme or reason to this. So, which points to easy coding, easy function use. Either way, it's a good warm-up for what's coming up next. Same boss, slightly different attack. Now, they bounce along the ground, and like before, there's a random number generator at work here. There's no pattern to them bouncing high, bouncing low, bouncing medium. If there's a pattern or rhythm to it, it's just completely random. Reminds me almost of the second form of the Wily machine in Megaman 2, where it's near impossible to get any sort of perfect run off of it because of just there's no reason to the energy ball bounces, so it's almost near impossible to dodge everything. But I was excited. I'm like, alright, Wily Capsule Boss, bring it on. What you got for me, Wily? And then he does this. But he just does this all day long. He just tries to crush you. That's it. That is the entire final battle. You know, naturally all shots reflect off his saucer, but other than charged shots, but his weakness is actually police shield. Of course it would have to be the police shield. Why wouldn't it be? It's the most shortest range weapon of the bunch, and you have to get real close to connect. But I'm choosing not to, and I'm just, you know, using my normal buster. And if you get to this point in the game, unless you really mess up, you really can't fail. Now if you get hit, the contact damage is immense. That much is sure. But he just keeps going. No change. And going. And going. And going. It's like the Energizer Bunny. You just don't know when to stop. That's okay. I'll tell him when to stop. Right about now. Please, Megaman, spare me and I'll give you the coordinates to Eric's cell. Forget it, Wily. I already know where you have hidden him. The jig is up. Again. Totally out of character, but I don't care. Who's that guy? Oh, Eric Ruth. I don't know what political views Eric Ruth has, but that's kind of a take that type of jab. Backpedaling through the castle. We are not warping out, we are walking out, gosh darn it. And Eric Ruth is finally free to work on something else. These 3 months were long and hard. And that's pretty much the ending. Now we just have the obligatory running through the Robot Masters. Anchorman. Hitman. It's interesting to if we can find out if these were the order Policeman that Eric Ruth actually came up with and designed these robots. Snowman? Otherwise this just seems to be some random order. Rebaman? And this is the shortest credit sequence ever. Doorman? Repairman? Which leaves the last one to be Fireman. Well, the analysis is coming up next. This was fun playing, and we will see you later. Hope you've enjoyed it. Megaman Rocks is a fun fan game despite its many flaws. For the mere fact that it was created in 3 months, art, programming, design, and all is quite impressive. It goes to show the dedication Eric Ruth had for this game to stick with it day in and day out and produce a quasi-quality product in so short a time. Despite this achievement, it is not without flaws. There is a clear lack of polish to the game that cannot be denied. This is clearly evident with the platforming and the collision detection. This is most prevalent in the Hitman, Policeman, and Repairman stages. What turned a decent level like Hitman into a nightmare level was this bad play control and general lack of polish on the controls and physics of the engine. Next up is the gimmicks that run a bit too long, such as Repairman's conveyors and Rebaman's spike gauntlet of death. Basing an entire level around these concepts isn't exactly a good design tactic. You need to know when to introduce said gimmicks and when to make them absent, so that they are not abused, yet still make a gameplay impact on the player. As it is, the most memorable fun stages to blaze through are Fireman, Anchorman, Snowman, and Doorman stages, as well as a few of the Wily stages. There are some good points to the game too. It is short and can be completed in an evening, and once you've completed the harder gimmick levels, the rest of the game is a cakewalk and major fun to play. The Wily stages, in my opinion, are the peak of design and gameplay for Eric Ruth. It was a perfect balance of challenge, platforming, and fun. The bosses were a bit weak for the fortress stages, but I am not complaining. It made the final stretch all the more fun. Overall, this was a fun game, and despite the fact I reloaded the final level due to Snowman's trolling and the failure of rematch capsules from reactivating, I'm still going to call this a challenge a success because of that caveat. So, for Megaman Rocks, I give it a 5 out of 10. It is quite easy to blaze through this game without dying once, when you know what you are doing and have mastered the more difficult stages. So, to update the tally, we have Custom Fan Games 1, Retro Challenge Gamer 1. I do not know what my next Fan Game Challenge series will be, but rest assured I am looking for it. So until then, see you later.